and having some internet problem here. So hopefully we get this straightened out. We got a bad storm outside, so apologize about that. So again, let's try this again. Okay. Welcome back to After the Poll, episode 26. All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Teen Titans today. We're going to talk about the books that were coming out this past week. The books that we're going to be talking about is Venom, issue 25. We're going to be talking about Suicide Squad, issue 5. We're going to be talking about Dead Day, issue 1. That's a new series released by Avalanche Comics. Hopefully you guys will check that one out. We're going to be talking about Amazing Spider-Man as well. I think we were on issue 43 when it comes to that book. Teen Titans issue 41. So there's going to be those books, maybe possibly more. It just depends on the time here. We're going to be talking about Marvel Comics, some of their titles going back to, more digital releases. So we're going to be talking about that stuff. Stacy Fat Stacks is on the show, and he says, hey, what's up? Welcome. Sorry, I had some internet problems before. Hopefully everything is straightened out now. So we're going to be talking about some great stuff there. So guys, as always, if you like this show, subscribe, like it, hit the bell, and again, hit that join button on my main page if you want to show support for the channel. It gives you all kinds of extra perks, right? And Stacy Fatstack says, it looks great. That's good to know, because the first minute was a little rough. It would not connect. So if you want those extra perks, hit that join button, guys. It's really important. That really supports the channel. And also, the other great thing that I have as well, which is absolutely free, is my Facebook group page. It's called Comic Book Corner 2.0 Webheads Unite. That's what you search for when you go on there. And when you guys join that, once I approve you, what I'm trying to accomplish on that group page is everyone sharing all their comics that they get for the week in their hauls and stuff in their collection. It's becoming a great group of people over there. If you guys want to do it, it's absolutely for free. Again, it doesn't cost anything to you. Robotech's on the show. He goes, a Marvel book that is almost at issue 50. Something is wrong there. Marvel reboots titles before they see like issue 35 or higher. Which book are you talking about? Or are you just talking about Marvel reboot in general? I think it's kind of crazy that we need to reboot something, when it's not even a high number anymore, right? So again, guys, Stacy, Fat Stacks, welcome. Robotech, welcome. Others, welcome so much. Like I said, we're going to have a fun show, talk about some of these fun comic books. So let's talk about these digital books. That is, he's just talking about Marvel in general. Okay. Eric is on. He says, hey, everybody. Welcome, Eric. Thank you, guys. Just trying to give some time for everyone to come on. This was not planned time. It was kind of just off of the moment, so no one knew that this was coming. Usually I like to plan it a little bit more in advance. Okay, so the topic before we get into the comics is we're going to be talking about these Marvel books moving to digital. Mr. Vic's on the show. Hey, Mr. Vic, welcome. So we got some new books. I think there was like 3 or 4 of them. If there's one that's missing, let me know in the comments. The first book that was going to be moving to digital, a second round of digital, is Valkyrie, which kind of surprised me because that is another ongoing book that is moving to digital. Okay. The first one was Ghost Spider, and now it's Valkyrie. The other books that are going are, I think they're miniseries. I don't know if, I guess Scream was eventually ending. That's another series that is going digital. And then we have Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is obviously a mini series as well that is going digital. So I did some research and I went looking and I wanted to see what Valkyrie's sales were. Okay. And if there were books that were selling below it, like what's their reasoning why they choose books to go digital besides others if it's an ongoing series and it's selling more than somebody else. And Vorte X says, hello from France. That's awesome, man. I love seeing international viewers. Welcome to the show. Thank you for watching. So I looked up Valkyrie sales, and Valkyrie sales sold about 24,768 units, roughly around there. Okay. So I was like, okay, got it. Not a strong number. I think what everyone likes to see is they like to see about 30,000 units selling, I guess, before they decide to cancel a book. So instead of canceling it, I guess they moved it to digital. But when you look at ongoing series, Spider-Verse sold less than that in the month of March. Black Cat sold less than that in the month of March. There was a couple other books too as well that sold a lot less. I mean, you're talking like in the high teens, right? And so why did you decide to move Valkyrie to digitally only? Is it because you're afraid to cancel the Spider books, the Spider family books, or to just put them in digital overall? So that's what, I'm just trying to pick and choose. Like, I'm trying to do that research on what's their thinking when it comes to these digital, move these books to digital only books, right? I can always see any type of miniseries. I get it. We have a lot of books on the shelf. We want to kind of get that stuff out. We don't want to have a backlog of books coming out. But you know what? Why not put freaking Empire digital release only? Or maybe not the main series, but all the tie-in books so you can release everything else. I don't know. It boggles my mind. I know not a lot of people probably bought Jane Foster Valkyrie, but I did, and I really like that book. I think it's actually an enjoyable book, and same with Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider, whatever you want to call her now. Eric says he's enjoying Valkyrie, and so that's kind of my thought process there. I'm just like, why are you picking ongoing series? Robotech says it could be due to the fact that Disney is hurting for money and they're cutting costs anywhere they can. Like I said, I don't mind them putting these books to digital, but why not put other books that are selling less, right? That's what's boggling my mind. Like, I don't know, especially miniseries. I understand. Ongoing series, it's completely different. Like, why are you picking Valkyrie? Why are you picking Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider? Why those books? And, I guess I would say, well, they don't want to do anything in the Spider family, but I just mentioned it right here. It's Spider-Gwen. She's in the Spider family. She interacts with Spider-Man, right? So I don't know. Let's see. Eric says, I'm bummed they canceled a few of my pulls, Ghost Spider, Hawkeye, Ant-Man. So Ghost Spider, like I said, ongoing. Hawkeye, miniseries. Ant-Man, miniseries. Those are the books that, it's just like, I can see that because it's miniseries, but just finish them. And they say in the article, and I got this from Newsarama, that these books will be released later on in trade paperback format. So it just bugs me, and then DC is doing all kinds of digital stuff as well. And they even released some kind of digital webcomic on Instagram, which is just at all odds to me. I'm just like, okay, well, if you're going to release digital comics, put it in one spot. We don't need it in Instagram. Just put it in one place. Put it on your website, put it on Comixology, put it on DC Universe, whatever it is that you want to put, but put it in one spot where people know they can find it. Okay, that's another one of those things that just bugged me. It's just like, it's the same thing with their DC Universe. You release DC Universe, but yet you're releasing all your shows on HBO Max. That doesn't make sense. Then you have you have comics on DC Universe, right? And then you got comics that are physical comics. You got comics that are being released in Walmart, but they're everywhere. They're staggered all over the place. It just, I don't know, it kind of bums me out a little bit. Let's see. Got this message here by Forte. He says, I've been following you since a year already. My English was so bad a year ago, but now by watching and reading English comics every day, I'm getting better. That's awesome, man. I'm glad comics could actually help you learn the English language. It's not an easy language to learn. We have so much like slang and, words that say the same thing but mean a different meaning. So that is awesome. And Robotech says, you would think if a series isn't shipping 50K or lower, they should be moved on to digital. Maybe make that a thing. Maybe I wouldn't say 50K. I think 50K for a lot of books these days is a pretty good selling book. I think their standard was always 30. So maybe if it's dips below 30, move it to digital, see how it does digital. And then if it doesn't sell that way, then just cancel it altogether. So at least these writers and artists can still create their book or still maybe tell their story. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Nitro is on the show, member of Comic Book Corner 2.0, sporting that Wolverine badge. That's pretty cool. That's the second badge on the list. That's awesome. And Robotech says, I meant 50K or higher. Okay. My girlfriend, she also is Filipina. I live with her for a year now, so my English is more like Philippines one than America or UK. That's awesome. So guys, if you like this video or if you like this stream, give it a thumbs up. Glad it started working out. I know it was rough in the first minute or two with the internet situation, but we got it going. We're ready to go. I'll take any comments that you have. What happened to Empire from Marvel? When it comes to Empire, it was delayed because of COVID-19. So we're going to be getting it in a little while. And there's going to be a lot of tie-ins. So be ready for those tie-ins. I don't think I'm going to be buying the tie-ins unless it's the books that I currently read. I'm just going to get the main series so it doesn't interfere with all the other books I collect. Especially we got a lot of DC stuff coming out with Joker War, and death metal and all those other types. So it's going to be a busy fall, I think, when it comes to these comic releases. So right now, anybody like, that's pretty cool. I only get like 6 or 7 comics this week, but if you like to read, be prepared. There's gonna be a ton of them. Nitro says 1 whole month. They canceled Supergirl prints. I'm bummed. Love the upcoming shoe variants. Yeah, Supergirl was canceled too because same thing. They're going to finish the series digitally only. So why? There's only like 2 issues left of that. So Nitro member 1 whole month. So that's what happens when you become a member of the channel. You get these little badges and they change every single month. So it's pretty cool. All right. So again, guys, give this video a like if you like it. Let's talk about some of the books. Hopefully you guys read your books. There could be some spoilers in some of these. But one of the books that we're going to be talking about first, I think, let's talk about Amazing Spider-Man issue 43. Okay. So when it comes to this book, I was laughing because in the solicits, it's like, it really got you. It's like something is going to change Peter Parker's life forever, right? And you're like, oh yeah, man, what can that be? Is Boomerang working for Kingpin? Is Mary Jane going to die? Not that she ever would, but just something monumental like that. Is Kindred going to be finally revealed and his life is going to change forever? Like, is it going to be any of that stuff, right? No, it wasn't any of that stuff. So this book right here continues with the whole GOG situation. In the last issue, we wind up seeing that Cog was, kind of like his origin story, why he's going against Spider-Man and Boomerang, and how, he's protecting this tablet of time. And we get to see that he was really hurt because his owner got killed in this war. So it was a really intense type of issue, and you felt bad for this creature, okay? So in this issue, we kind of get we kind of get the Kingpin, like I thought. He shows up in the particular issue, right? And they want to destroy this creature. And Spider-Man knows this creature. He's like, he's not bad. He's just confused. He's lost. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just trying to do the right thing. And there were some good moments here between Boomerang and Spider-Man and whatnot. And we still have Ryan Otley on the artwork for this particular story arc. He'll probably drop off of it, okay? But the art is good. Cog looks pretty nice here. I love the facial expressions. If you guys read Invincible, you're going to love that art, okay? So basically what happens is in this book, Spider-Man lures the creature into a van, doesn't want the creature killed because Kingpin wants the creature killed, okay, obviously, because he's a threat to his city. And, he lowers him into some truck. There were some, pin particles in him, and then he winds up becoming small. And the crazy thing is that now Peter has a pet. Him, Cog, and Boomerang, and Robbie Thompson all live together in the same house. And it was kind of cool because it's like, yeah, look at this. He's got himself his own pet now. And I was definitely not expecting that. So, and what's cool about the story is that Peter and the creature have common ground. They both lost something that was that meant a lot to them. Peter losing Uncle Ben, this creature losing his owner because he wasn't responsible enough. So in their loss, these two find each other and they're going to take care of each other. I thought it was a touching story. I thought it was really good. Okay. And then in the very few last pages here, I guess we get a tease of this Amazing Spider-Man Sin Rising Prelude issue 1. When that actually is coming out, I don't know, but pretty good book. I enjoyed it. Maybe it, kind of was like clickbait, thinking about, oh yeah, what's going to happen? It was just like, yeah, Peter's got a pet. Okay. So that's what happened there. So I was a little bit surprised by it. Good story. Still, though, nothing serious has happened in Spider-Man in a long time. Like, where's Kindred, man? What is he? Who is he? What's going to happen with him? So, all right, let's go back to see if we got any comments here. Couple. Vorte X says, yeah, I feel like the future will be a bit hard for Marvel because DC is putting out good events and comics. My feelings personally. Yeah, if you're newer to comics, you might want to really embrace this event. Comics have a lot of events, and I'm always optimistic about it. But for some reason, ever since Empire was announced, there's something about it that just doesn't sit well in my gut. I'm just not too sure, if this event is going to be good. So I hope it proves me wrong. I hope it's going to be a good event, but there's nothing there that's really getting me excited. I'm more excited for whatever's going on with Spider-Man or even the X-Men right now. That event could be interesting, even though it's, every X-Men's got a sword or something, right? JLS Comics, Jesse is on the show. Thank you, Jesse, for joining. Hopefully you enjoy it. And Nitro says, LOL, comic book covers are clickbait. Purchase bait, right? You used to buy a comic book based off of the cover alone. That was it's like old school YouTube. Now it's just like on YouTube, you see a cool thumbnail and you click on it. So, but how many of you out there have bought in comic books just for a cover alone? Even before they did variant covers, did that cover look cool to you? Did you pick it up just because it was a badass looking cover? And it's not wrong because you appreciate the artwork, right? So good stuff there. Let's see. I'm just going Forte. I don't know if I say your name right, but I'm going to call you X. that's what I feel. What I feel is that Disney touch at comics. Can't quite understand that phrase, but I get that your English is a little rough. So I'll answer your comments the best I can. All right. So cool stuff there when it comes to Amazing Spider-Man. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about a book. I think that came out from Avalanche. I'm not sure if that is the company or the publisher that made it. And if you guys want to correct me on it, go ahead and do that. But we're going to talk about Tone Loke on the show. He goes, "Welcome to Webhead Gold." Yes, that's awesome, bro. Thank you so much. You got your first badge. That's awesome. You'll have that one for a month, and then you'll get what Nitro has. You'll get a Wolverine. You'll get a Wolverine badge. Comic Universal's on the show. He's like, "Hey, Mike, sorry I'm late." It's not a big deal, man. This was like a spur of the moment type of show. I wasn't sure if I could do one today. But welcome, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. So, yes, the book I'm going to talk about, it's called Dead Day. And yes, we got another viewer on there. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Dead Day issue 1. I think it was made by Avalanche. Any of you guys bought this comic, read this comic, let me know in the comments below, okay? It was recommended to me by my good friend Kat Comic Uno, who does Comic Book Weekly with us on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. She heard about it, she read it, she messaged me, she told me about it. She's like, "Mike, you're a huge zombie person, apocalyptic like person. I think you'll like this." So, and Nitro got it as well. So that's awesome. And so what this book is about, because I'm going to sell you on this one, if you guys like zombie books, but it's different. It's a different twist. Okay. So you open up in this book with a family, and they're talking about this day. It's called like Dead Day. But as the reader, you never really know what it is, because they're kind of candy coating it, telling what it is to their 6-year-old daughter. So they don't want to give all the details about the dead rising from the grave and stuff like that. But what it is, it's this one day, okay? And it doesn't happen every year. It's certain days, okay? Sweet Exorcist on the show. What's up? And it happens every so often. These people rise from the grave, but they don't kill you. They go to the people that they love, or they had a relationship with, or maybe people put them in jail, or whatever the case may be. It's a very weird type of day, and we get to see it from the eyes or the point of view of this particular family. And it looks like this woman had maybe an ex-husband or a boyfriend or a fiance or somebody that died before she met her current husband, and she's going to meet him. So it's weird. So it's just like, again, they rise from the grave and they come back to see the people that they were related to or whatnot. Very good book, different type of book in the zombie genre situation, and it leaves on a good cliffhanger. Again, there's a father, there's a mother, there's a daughter who's 6, and then there's an older boy who's trying to sneak out of the house, to go see a girl. And again, this happens, it takes place the day before Dead Day actually happens, and as the issue ends, Dead Day is just starting. Okay, so really interesting book. I don't know what's going to happen. You get to see a point of view also from a bunch of policemen where they're protecting the jail, and all the convicts are rising from the dead. Maybe the ones that got electrocuted or murdered, or police officers like did something to them, and they're going after the people in the jail. It's just weird, man. I thought it was good. Definitely original book. If you guys can get it at your shop or order it, I definitely recommend it. This is something that's going to go under the radar unless people talk about this book, okay? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you make decisions on what comics to buy. This is a good one if you like that genre, okay? Smoke Ghost. Hey, Mike, what's up, everybody? Comic Universal, the Teen Titans ending was great. Maybe Damian will make a new team, and that is how we transition out of Glass's run and into the new writer. So do we get in? Are we getting a new writer? Or isn't he actually he had a co-writer right in this book, I think it was, right? I think we're going to talk about Teen Titans now. Robbie Thompson is on it as well, okay? So we're going to talk about that. Esau's on. Yo, Mike, what's up? So welcome to the show. Okay. So that's Dead Day. So guys, go out there, buy that. Artwork was really good too. Definitely a book that's going to go under the radar. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Teen Titans. Let's talk about issue 41. Now, this book was really good. This, I thought, was the conclusion to the Jin War, but it doesn't happen. Okay. And so in this book, if you guys are reading it, when it comes to Dijin, she's doing against battle against this higher genie or whatever it was, and I didn't even care about that part, because in this story arc I was kind of like, this story arc's kind of okay. It's not the best story arc when it comes to Teen Titans. Teen Titans has always thrived on great character development, team building, things like that. And just as you see our team come together and you get to see Dijin overcome her situation and beat her I don't know if it's her brother or whoever it is, we find out that Dijin has set herself free. She's no longer held captive in her ring. She can't tell. No one is going to tell her what to do. And it's an awesome ending. And she holds Damian accountable for him using her for capturing all his prisoners, kind of mind swiping them and whatnot. And she says that she is leaving the team. Now we get to see a really good bonding moment between Lobo's daughter, Crush, and Dijin. And it looks like they could be something, an item together. But Dijin says, I'm leaving. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be told what to do anymore. And, and Damian's kind of beside himself. He's kind of off to the side. He doesn't know what's going on. And then he goes to his teammates and he goes, listen, you know what we have to do, right? And so they kind of all look at Robin, and Crush walks out, Roundhouse walks out, everyone walks out, including, what's her name? Red Arrow. Oh, shoot, what's her name? Amiko. She walks out, and that's how the book ends, man. There's nobody left there except Damian locked in his cage by himself. And are we going to see a new Titans team? Is this team disassembled? Are they no more? My opinion is, I hope not, because I think Adam Glass's run has been spectacular. You guys know that on this channel, that especially that have been watching me now for a while, that I have so much praise for this book. It's done everything right. You may have stories that are not as great as others, but when it comes to character building, team dynamic, he has done such a wonderful job at building up these characters and you caring for these characters. And that's what I love about this book. And I can't imagine this team being broken up. I will be beside myself. I can see Dijin possibly leaving, but the others maybe not. I'm curious if they are, and if they are, what team are we going to get? Is there a Teen Titans that you would want to see on this book or on this roster going forward? So I'm curious to see what you guys' thoughts is on that. If you don't, I don't know if you read this book or not. Okay. So let's see what we got. Anybody see Comic Universal talked about the Teen Titans? Esau was on. He says, yo, Mike. C3 Comics just finished reading, so that's good. Comic Universal said, if we get a new team, I want Damian, Aqualad, Beast Boy, Raven, Avery, the purple pink Flash, Superboy. He needs to come back so we can get Super Sons together again, and bring back Red Arrow. So I don't know. Superboy is not going to come back because in the DC universe, he doesn't exist right now, right? He's old, so he can't come back unless it's just the older version of himself, and then you would have the younger version of Damian, right? So Tone Loke says, "You're welcome and thank you. I love your YouTube videos and the Facebook group, and you're a great guy." And thank you, Tone Loke. I mean that means a lot. That's why I do this stuff, man. Because I do it for you guys. You guys show so much appreciation. It's what keeps me going. And never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that people would care about what I would have to say about comic books, right? I know it's not a huge and large medium, as maybe movies or TVs, and it's hard to get recognized here. But it means a lot, and just everybody does mean a lot. Okay, so thank you so much. C3 Comics, it says this was a great Teen Titans run. So it is, but we got one more issue here. So what happens? Okay, is this the end, guys? Do you know this for sure? Who runs this? Who reads this book? Is this the end of his run? So I don't know. Nitro says I might jump on Teen Titans. I need some new reading material. It's so good. Buy the trades. I think it was issue 20 where it started this team, and you had a story arc of every single new character. You had a story arc of Flash. You had a story arc of Roundhouse. You had a story arc of Djinn. You found a story arc of Crush. You had a story arc with Damian, and it really fleshed out these characters. So yes, definitely, guys, check this out if you have not. Nitro's like, I gotta make sure I can spell teen. Comic Universal, they need to bring back a young Superboy somehow. They might, but with Bendis being in control of Superman, it might not happen, right? All right, so that is the Teen Titans discussion. We'll see what happens. C3 Comic says this was so awesome. That ending, I didn't expect it. They kind of wrapped up the whole story, and then it was just like, yep, see you later, Robin, we're leaving. You're like, oh, okay. And I thought this was going to be like a Goombaya. Yes, we did it. We freed you, Djinn. Oh, do you forgive me for what I did? Yes, I forgive you. And then she just leaves. Oh my gosh. So freaking good. All right. Let's talk about another book. All right. Let's move on. Suicide Squad, issue number 5. This book is a side by side with Teen Titans. Really my favorite DC title right now. Okay, this book was awesome. If you guys haven't jumped on this one, jump on it, because Tom Taylor is writing a wonderful Suicide Squad. Okay, in this book, we wind up seeing the return of Captain Boomerang. Okay, which was kind of cool. And he, at the end of the last issue, which was like 2 months ago, right, he threw a boomerang at this new character by the name of Jog. Okay. And you thought, okay, well, maybe this dude is like going to get blown up. Right. And he does pretty much get blown up, but he doesn't get killed. So you thought maybe he would get killed, and you get to see his face there. It's all like torn up. It's all messed up and everything else. And you're just like, oh, dang. Right. And Bozista, I don't even know how you say her freaking name. Still learning these new characters. Goes to Captain Boomerang and practically was going to rip his head off and kill him. But the Suicide Squad's job was to bring him in and alive. And then the new Amanda Waller, okay, which is this guy, his name is Locke, I think it is. And he sits there and he goes, well, now I want you to kill him, or I'm going to blow your heads off. And you're like, what? And they're kind of just like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Why did you have us bring him in alive if you want us to kill him? He's like, no, I'm just going to blow your heads off if you don't do it. And you're just like, oh my God, that is insane. Okay. So what happens in this issue, oh my God, I can't spoil it. I just can't do it. Will just blow your mind off what happens in it. It is so good. And then at the end of the issue, you see something happen to that main character, Jog, where it kind of does a full circle, where he sees his life flash before his eyes. It's a really touching moment. And and it just kind of pulls at the heartstrings, and it makes you care for this character a little bit because you got invested in this character, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh no, right? But yeah, this is a really good book, and I just don't know what to expect next. And kind of the guy that's behind this all, right, is Ted Kord. And you're like, what does Ted Kord have to do with the Suicide Squad? Such a really good book. I definitely say pick this one up. You're not going to be disappointed with it. It's truly, truly awesome. Great artwork. Tom Taylor is writing a killer Suicide Squad. So definitely a good one. Okay. So let's see what we got on the comics. C3 Comics says this was awesome. He says exactly. I love all the POW effects on there, guys. It's real good stuff. Comic Universal says, from what I have read in Action Comics, it seems that Bendis plans to move the Superboy from the universe, the Young Justice comics, and over into the one and possibly all of Young Justice. I don't know, man. When it comes to Young Justice, there's a billion characters out there in that book. It's just like Young Justice overload. It's just like he's in the book, he's in the book, he's in the book, he's in the book. It is totally insane. Just I dropped it, and I've tried reading it 3 separate times. Comic Universal says, I dropped Suicide Squad, but if King Shark comes back, I will pick it back up. Yeah, King Shark, the big one in that issue, a couple issues again. But dude, it's good though. You should still read it. You should still read it, even though King Shark is not in there. You're starting to get a feel for all the extra characters, the new characters, and you're starting to care for them. And I think eventually they're going to become this tight unit. Okay. What are you doing with all your comics? Single, or are you collecting it or sharing it after reading it? What I do with my comics is I bag them, board them, and I put them in their short box. And that's what I do with them. And I collect them. I don't sell them. I don't even get them graded. I should get them graded, but that's going to be pricey. Okay. What I meant by Superboy coming over is that in the fight for Metropolis, he's talking about staying with Superman because he thinks of the main universe Superman as a father. Okay. Still in shock you reading Suicide Squad book, Mike. This is the only Suicide Squad book that I've truly liked. All the other ones were lame. But again, I am a Tom Taylor fan. I love his writing. He gives so much emotion to these characters, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenally done. You know, just like Deceased Unkillables or Deceased, it's a great stuff. Okay. Do you own any slabs? Two Gun Pedro, I own 1 slab. And that is some random issue of Captain Marvel issue 7. And it's an 8.0. That's the only one I owned. So I would love to get some someday, but they are pricey. Oh, wait, I'm thinking of Tom King. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Tom King, not so much a fan. All right, so we're going to talk about one last book today. We're going to be talking about... New 52 Suicide Squad was rough. Absolutely. Venom issue 25. Venom issue 25 just kind of wrapped up the whole situation with Venom Island. I thought it was a good book. I liked how Eddie was kind of talking to you and to the mysterious people at the end of the book. I thought that was kind of cool. Seeing Dylan with his new powers, how he can control other symbiotes, was mind-blowing. I thought that was kind of cool. So when Eddie was not in the Venom symbiote and he was in the Carnage symbiote, we got to see him change into this Tyrannosaurus Rex. For me, that was the highlight of the issue. I thought that was really cool. Overall, again, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Carnage. Of course, he wasn't killed. He got blown up at the end of it, but we get to see him attach himself, or the pieces of him, to a shark, which was kind of cool. And now he's swimming off in the Atlantic, Pacific, or wherever the heck he's at right now. So I thought that was a cool issue. I don't think it was like I built this issue to be a much better issue in my opinion, but it's still really good and it was still really well written. I just would like it to have more action in it. So, you know, Venom, not my favorite book of the week, but yes, it was a pretty decent read. So yeah, okay stuff there. So yeah, so that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up today. Like I said, it was an unplanned show. Hopefully I'll bring you a little bit longer show, but I wanted to give you the books, some of the books that I read, and other books I did read was Marauders. I did read Dr. Aphra, Justice League. I read some of those. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Comic Universal just said, I never have liked Venom as a character, but Cates' run was the closest I got to permanently reading the Venom title. He's actually gotten a lot of layers on the character. So I give him credit for giving that character depth and giving him meaning besides just a mindless thing that eats brains, right? So yeah. And did anyone read Avengers? I did not read Avengers. And what the hell? I just got here. Comic noob, sorry, buddy, but I'm ending the show. I gotta go get ready for dinner. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, join Comic Book Corner 2.0, Webheads Unite, the Facebook group page. It's absolutely free, so you can share your haul, share your comic collection with the others on there. I love seeing them. And again, become a member if you want to support that channel. But you guys are all great. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for joining this show. You guys are awesome. And until next week, I will see you next time. And be safe, everyone. And good luck in getting next week's books because there's not that many of them. So again, guys, be safe, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.